Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Market conditions remain bullish in a bull market. Overall uptrend starting to get a little bit extended with our momentum indicator now reaching that upper level that is an unsustainable location. We can definitely pop a little bit higher, but in terms of probabilities of increasing upside without a pullback are just starting to get less and less. Pardon me. Breadth indicator also looking strong, so we're seeing some nice continuation strength in this overall rally, but it's certainly due for a pullback right here of some kind. We're working on that third process on that buy-sell ratio. Typically we get this at least 3 parts. Doesn't always have to look the same, but you can kind of see there's we get those 3 upsides typically, at least back in through here. We haven't seen that a lot here recently in this overall move, but we are seeing some additional strength now. We talked about this tight range. We're starting to break out of that range, so we could see a little bit more upside, some pullback, something like that. So solidly bullish right here, watching for some potential continuation or even a pullback at these locations. Sentiment is also reaching high levels here on S&P 500. On NASDAQ up in that upper range as well. Gold, we've seen a decent move on gold. We'll talk about that here. It's had a little bit of a pop here. If we look at USO, which is the oil futures ETF, you can see some nice continuation to some uptrend. It's been really, really choppy and sideways with just a ton of false signals, but it could be turning the corner here on USO. As well as, not USO, but overall pattern that is the oil futures S&P 500. I was pulling up the gold stock here, and we can take a look at that overall pattern also, which is GLD, the overall ETF for gold, GLD. This is a 2-year chart of that. Sorry about that. That was oil that we just looked at, but you've got a new signal here, an uptrend on gold, GLD. Keep an eye on that over the next few days. If we start to see markets start to pull back a little bit, we may see a rotation over into some gold. HROW, good solid move higher yesterday, 17%. It's a pretty big move, but watch for some continuation there on that. We pull that back in just to that 6-month time frame, and then we'll go through this overall list. Here we've got there's always something moving. Whether or not we get continuation from that is always yet to be seen. But HROW, nice looking stock. TAST, retail stock, solid trend as it's moving up. A little bit of a retracement. As I mentioned before, this is the part, this yellow and red part of these trends are the ones we want to avoid. So as we have a stock that's moving higher and is green, we continue to stay in that as long as it's green. Once it reverses back, then we want to try and stay out of that chop, and then this would be a location to watch for re-entry. Not a really solid confirmation bar. We've talked about that, where we want to see them moving really just a good solid green. In this case, it rallied up and then pulled back. That's still okay, but watching for a little bit better continuation. This stock actually has some nice looking fundamentals here in terms of growth rates and had a big move here this year. STVN, nice breakout trade potential for today. STVN also in the list. NTNX breakout or big gap higher than a pullback continuation on NTX, and then KC also having a decent looking pattern here, but we saw a little bit of a it was repelled there by that overall resistance pulling back, but a potential for a solid uptrend breakout confirmation trade on KC. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.